Hello, today we have a fun coffee tasting. Welcome back. My name is Brian, and today we're going to taste our holiday coffees. So we have two coffees that will be fun to taste individually, but we're going to taste them together. It's always fun to pick up these coffees together and brew them side by side. The first coffee we have is Holiday Blend from Verve, and the second coffee we have is Holiday Spiced Orange from Black and White. So Verve coming out of Santa Cruz, California, and Black and White coming out of Raleigh, North Carolina. So two different coffees with two very different expressions. We're gonna brew them and taste them together. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's look at the coffees real quick. So take the cards out and look at them. We have two very different coffees, a lot of different components in them, and they have incredibly different flavor notes. So let's start with the Verve. The Verve is Nutmeg Persimmon Cherry Cordial. And it's made of three different coffees from Ethiopia, India, and Rwanda, all wash coffees. This is, I would say, more of a medium roast. And then the second coffee is Holiday Spiced Orange from Black and White with candied orange, red currant, cinnamon sugar, and it is a blend of a variety of different coffees like Ethiopia, Costa Rica, and Colombia. Let's go ahead and open these coffees up and give them a taste. This is the Black and White. Wow. It for sure smells like this candied orange. It smells incredibly fruity. Wow. And then we have the Verve. So with this, I suggest you brew these coffees back to back, side by side, and do a comparative tasting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna get super different flavor notes. And now is the Verve. Chocolate, sweet chocolate, nutty, fruity, expressive candy. Very different types, but these are all coffees that are gonna pair so well with the holiday season. I really hope people brew this while they're celebrating. So which one should we start with? I think with these coffees here, it might be good to start with, let's start with the more normal stuff. Let's start with the Verve. Let's get that nice chocolate profile, and then let's do this crazy coffee here from Black and White. So the recipe is gonna be on the card, but I always like to scan and take a look at the recipes on my phone. But here we go, let's do the Verve. All right, let's do the Verve first. Here we go. Very nutty, sweet. I get like maybe a milk chocolate effect there, but we'll see how it is as we brew. So I wanna start with this coffee off because this one is gonna be that crowd pleaser coffee, nice and chocolatey, nice and sweet. I think this is gonna taste great. Smells nice. It's sweet. Really reminds me of like a pastry or a dessert that you will get around the winter time. That like sugary, tastier, more crowd pleaser profile. And while that's going, let's look at this Black and White coffee. Yeah, very different expression in terms of flavors. I like to get the coffee ready, get everything out, and get another carafe so we can brew it right after we brew the first one. And this recipe, by the way, is 5 pours, 1:15 ratio, which when I'm smelling a coffee like this, I'm looking at a coffee like this, I feel like this is gonna be a very strong recipe to start with. All right, and it has wrapped up. Definitely a nutmeg in there. Now let's brew the Black and White. So again, get everything ready, brew here. I like to look at the recipe. So this is grind size 62, and it is a 1:16 ratio. Perfumey, dried fruit, candy effect, perfumey, very citrus, orange skewing. That is a very explosive smelling coffee. So that's why we got two different coffees here with very different profiles. So there's something here for everybody, but also if you do the side-by-side comparison like we're about to do, it's gonna taste a lot different. You want to have two very different coffees. You want to be able to experience those differences. So I poured a little bit out of the Verve into here. Gonna kind of let that cool, and then we'll taste it side by side with the Black and White. All right, that wraps up. So that was 4 pours, 1:16 ratio. Feel free to take a look at those recipes. Just scan the phone against the 2 recipe cards and take a look. Now the Black and White's ready. Very different expression compared to the Verve. So let's start with the Verve and taste these two side by side. So the Verve, while it is hot, smells, oh, okay, all right. That's really interesting. So first of all, the aromatics of this coffee, this is like a very nutty coffee. I mean, to me, it's like nutmeg. I get maybe some sort of like cinnamon, or if you've eaten, like this really just was reminding me of stepping into a store that sells holiday items. I mean, it really is reminding me of some of those winter festivals and all of that. It's very easy to drink too. Initial sip is there's like definitely this nutty effect that I'm tasting up front. It's really sweet. And then I'm getting this nice red fruit, darker cherry flavor note at the back, and the linger on my tongue is just, it's nice and weighty. I'm really enjoying the texture on this coffee. The flavor notes, again, are nutmeg, persimmon, and cherry cordial. It's kind of reminding me of biting into maybe like a cherry turnover of sorts. Like this is really reminding me of like a pastry that I'm eating during this time. This is a great coffee that can be enjoyed, taste it black, you can add milk into it. Like this is an incredibly approachable coffee that is very on point with holiday season. Like when you think about kind of the pastries and fun stuff you eat during holiday season, this is in that line. Now let's taste the black and white. First of all, smelling this coffee, completely different flavor profile. This is way more fruitier, louder profile, whereas this here is much more chocolate and sweet. That is super different than the Verve. So again, the flavor notes on here were candied orange, red currant, and cinnamon sugar. Both of these, to me, have some level of cinnamon in them. I would say the Verve tastes like a cinnamon stick. Like if you've ever smelled a cinnamon stick, that is like what I'm getting in here. Whereas this black and white, at least when it's hot, is kind of like if you've ever brewed like a cinnamon tea. It's like a concentrated cinnamon. Let's let these two coffees cool and taste them a little more. Black and white now cooled. Let's taste it. An orange soda. I'm trying to think of a holiday thing related to citrus. It's not coming to me right now, but it tastes like an orange candy, melted orange candy, with a lot of this really nice cinnamon at the back. It's a zingy coffee. It's sweet, very, very punchy in different directions. And then the Verve Holiday, to me, still reminds me of like a cookie, a very, very like cookie pastry effect. This is like a candied effect. I mean, it says spiced orange. There's like candy notes in here. This is more of like a cookie effect. So very different approaches to holiday blend from two different roasters. Our roasters definitely have very different ideas of what they think of when they're talking holiday. Verve here, to me, very, very approachable coffee. I mean, if you can have this, you can have people taste this and be like, whoa, this does remind me of like the holidays. There's like, to me, a little bit of a cinnamon note in here. It really tastes like biting into some of these pastries and cookies during this time of the year. The black and white is it's pretty crazy. It's very different. It really reminds you of like a cinnamon tea with a lot of citrus, orange candies. Very, very different types of expressions for holiday season. And that is why I suggest you brew both of these coffees side by side and do this comparative tasting, because they're incredibly different, and that's what makes coffee fun. That's what makes this so fun. So yeah, those are our holiday coffees for this year at X Bloom. We have the holiday blend from Verve, and we have the holiday spiced orange from Black and White. You can pick these up together in our holiday bundle box. And if you have any questions on these coffees or on anything X Bloom related, feel free to let us know. But otherwise, thank you so much for spending the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one.